Okay, everybody. Driving into Jerusalem to have a wonderful cup of coffee with my husband, and then he greets groups tonight, which is just an honor to greet people that come into Israel. But I gotta talk about something. Watching Fox News from our apartment in the Judean Hills and seeing all this stuff about socialism, I've just got to say this. Look it. You say you're from socialism, then I dare you to go to a socialist country. I dare you, okay? I dare you to eat 3 eggs a month designated to you, 4 or 5 pounds of rice, right, Noam?
Right, and flour.
And flour. We went to Cuba and ministered to our brothers and sisters, I think it was last August. I could not believe the poverty. And Noam, when we went into the grocery store, tell the people what the grocery store was like.
Well, it was a big supermarket.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Yeah, supposed to be. They had no vegetables and just little fruits because they say you buy those in the stands by the road. And many of the shelves were empty. Really. It was like, wow, everybody bought everything. You know, it's like when we have before snow that you see everybody, but
Right.
That's not the case. It's just the usual case there that there are so many empty shelves.
And so, to us, we were just in tears most of the time of what socialism does to a country. What we noticed too, when we asked the pastor, what are all these nice cars and they have government stickers on them? He says, oh, anybody that works for the government is rich. All of us have nothing. And I thought, isn't this amazing? Our President Trump, God bless him, from the top of his head to the bottom of the soles of his feet, is making a declaration. Basically, I am decreeing and declaring that as his words went out over America, there will not be a socialist country. It's not going to happen. And I'm asking the church, the church in America, I can say this because I'm American. The church in America is so silent in all of these issues because they have literally believed that the separation between church and government, and it's such, just like Yeshua said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, but give to God what is God. But yet, if we don't have a godly government, and I thank God that we have men of God in the White House, I thank God for President Trump and all you who are opposite of me, I have no problem. Unfriend me. I have no problem. But I decided, a long time ago, many years ago, I'm not gonna be silent on this subject. So if you want to know, and please don't tell me that you went to Cuba on a cruise. And they let you off the ship and you go for 2 blocks of literally propaganda that makes Cuba look like everything's great, right? But they're not going to let you any further unless you go and you talk to the local people and you find out, and then you have secret police watching you. This is what the Christians go through. Isn't this amazing? This is what the Christians go through in Cuba. Now, can you imagine if if America turned into socialism, what will happen now as it is already happening against Christians and the persecution? It's like we become such a minority. But I'm going to say this to the leaders and to the pastors. Quit playing up to your people. You know what? God provides all things. But if you play up to the people and you have more fear of the people in your congregation, afraid just possibly that they will leave your congregation, I always say, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Because you are required to preach the word of God and to be a voice in that nation. So I guess I can say this because I too was a pastor. I guess I can say this because the accountability is incredible. I'm very thankful in this hour that my name is Deborah Cohen and there's no titles on my name. But yet I do have a title as a daughter of Zion and as a born-again woman of God that will only speak truth. And just like Pilate said, what is truth? Well, I'm going to say that to all of the pastors in America that are silent. Pilate asked Yeshua, what is truth? Well, I'm going to say to you from the city of Jerusalem, what is truth? And I pray and I hope that you're speaking truth and forewarning the people of what is to come, that this is the hour to stand. This is you're in the valley of decision. Every one of us. You know, we talk about the unbelievers, but actually you, all of us, Christians, born again believers, are in the valley of decision. Are you going to cave in because maybe your family doesn't agree with you, or even your pastor doesn't agree with you, or maybe your best friend doesn't agree with you, or maybe your boss doesn't agree with you? But are you going to stay silent? Because silence, when you are silent, it means you're in agreement. And let me take you up to Mount Carmel. So all of those that want to remain silent in this hour, I dare you to come to Mount Carmel with me and stand on that ground when Elijah had to say, whom are you going to serve? The God of Baal or the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? And you know what? In the end, they saw where the fire fell. And the fire fell on the God who is the all-consuming fire, who called down fire on the falsehood and the untruth. I'd rather be standing, even if I stand alone, even if I stand with a few, but I'd rather be standing in truth and not any fear of man. So I bless you from the city of Jerusalem. Noam, this gorgeous man beside me, he loves me. He loves the fire in me. That's a true husband. That's a true man of God that literally will say to his wife, go for it, beloved. Yes, that's your calling, and I'm not going to be silent. There's another thing I'm going to talk to you about, and that will be at the end, maybe tomorrow, the next day. And I probably will lose some people on my Facebook, but oh well. It just takes a remnant to stand in truth. But I'm going to talk about deception and idols and going after things that is opposite of the cross, the resurrection, the blood of Yeshua, and his name. Because people are following things. They're running after things, and I'm going to get into some teaching on it. So get prepared, and I will be prepared for how many of you will unfriend me. But I will still love you in the Lord. Love you guys from the city, from the precious city of Jerusalem, where his name is marked for all eternity. Lehit Ra'ot.